What's up everyone? In this video I just wanted to share with you some of the major social media changes that I think will be most relevant in the coming years. Now this video is unique in the sense that I think a lot of people, they will give you updates or things that really don't matter or things that are obvious. I try not to do either of those in this video, and what it's specifically going to be on is a single change I think will be incredibly important for all the years to come, and it's especially something that's, I would say, 99.999% of people don't know about. I think the reason I know about it is because I'm always keeping up to date with this stuff. Just, it's kind of like osmosis. I can't help it. And on top of that, I'm really fascinated by it to a point where I'm always asking people, especially little kids, I'm always asking them, observing how they interact with these things and all these questions, and having done a lot of that, you tend to learn a lot. So what is this major change? Basically, what we're seeing here is that on YouTube and other platforms, getting a subscription is starting to matter less and less, and that's because the average YouTube user is subscribed to at least 50 to 200 YouTube channels. So in the past, and I've been watching YouTube since it was very, very uncrowded, and if you had a million hit video, you were on the front page and everyone knew who you were and you were a sensation. Nowadays, 10 million views it's not even a drop in the bucket. You can ask people on the streets, they won't know who you are, even if you have multiple 10 million view videos in a row. And so the point is that during that era, everyone was clamoring to get you to subscribe to their channel. They would say stuff like, please subscribe, hit the button down below to subscribe. And it is still incredibly important. However, things have clearly changed in the sense, because now when a user opens up YouTube on their phone, and we'll see how this translates to other platforms in the future, but I'll talk about that later on in this video. But as far as YouTube's concerned, when they open up that subscription feed, they now have like 50 other things there, and you're competing against all those things each time you upload a video. In the past, once you had them as a subscriber, they were locked down because they were only interacting with a few other channels. Same thing with like email. You know, back in the day, email was something where if someone sent you an email, you read every single message. And so email's not gonna go away anytime soon. Neither will YouTube. Everyone used to read every single email they got because this was always something where they treasured it, and they got so few emails. And of course, over the years, that didn't start occurring anymore as more and more people got more emails and people started to spam them. So what's the point here? I think what's going to happen, my belief is that the percentage of views per number of subscribers might go down as people start competing more to get you to view a video. And so just because you got them subscribed, in the past you had them locked down. Now you're still competing, and until they actually click and open that video and watch it, you still don't have them. And even when they do and they are watching, you have to make it as interesting and incredible as they can to appease their short attention span, to keep them watching on and on and on. And so what this basically means is that there are a few major factors that I think will be key in terms of determining which videos work the best. I think one of them will be thumbnails, because that's something it's going to attract first-time viewers to your videos off search results or any other type of result, recommended videos on the sidebar, because guess what? If your image is just very thought-provoking, or just it grabs their attention because of contrasting colors or whatever else beyond all the other images out there, you have a higher chance. And then, you know, it also plays out on the subscription feed, because, you know, you're again competing to see which video they'll click on. So once that occurs, finally when they open up the video, I think the next thing is, of course, making sure your video is as grabbing as possible and pleasing to their attention span. Usually this means very creative editing, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it just could be the content of the video being incredibly shocking or provocative, which is hard to do, but it's something you want to keep in mind. So that's that in a nutshell. And I think what we're seeing on other social media platforms in the last couple years has been a similar trend. You know, since I just listened to so many podcasts and interviews, I recently heard this podcast, and this guy was being interviewed, and he said he bet the bank on Facebook. He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars buying likes for his Facebook page because he viewed it as a digital magazine that will always be here, and he could always just send people to, and he wanted to be the king, the number one person in that niche. And guess what Facebook's done in the last couple years? They have decided to clamp down on reach. So just because you have 1 million followers on Facebook doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to reach all of them when you post something. Facebook has manually clamped down on the reach for content. It's not new news. It's been around for a while, but it was very shocking, and it still is, for that to occur. So for a lot of people, they're very outraged. A lot of them migrated to Instagram, but since Instagram is owned by Facebook, a similar thing has started occurring on Instagram. And so the point is, you cannot depend on a platform because that's someone else who controls it. You can't depend on a platform to consistently deliver, especially if they start looking for money. Facebook wanted to make more money, so they clamped down on reach because of that, and also because they kind of wanted the best experience for users of Facebook, who also naturally liked and followed 500 different Facebook pages. So this seems to just be the natural progression of things anyways, because the users will like or subscribe or follow a million different accounts or pages or whatever else on Twitter, Facebook, whatever other social media platform. And then because marketers and all sorts of other people come in and try to blast their message to get people to buy stuff, it just kind of dilutes the brand and your reach slowly diminishes. So the point is, one good thing to consider doing is just really focusing down on what's most important. Do not depend too much on things that are out of your control, such as, oh, if I get a subscriber, it's guaranteed, or if I get a follower, it's guaranteed. Instead, look at ways that you can constantly reach out to people and constantly grab them with consistently amazing content that's just highly above the norm. A constant snowballing, consistent routine of putting out content. And another thing is just make sure the things other than follower count that can help you are leveraged to its fullest. So thumbnails are huge right now, as well as keeping them on through retention time however you can. And I guess the final big thing would just be, as you can tell, social media can change very quickly. So make sure you're doing all that, and it can really help you out. I think it's very, very difficult to master a platform. Even some people who, they claim to be like social media experts, have they mastered the platform themselves? Not even. Let's look at Gary Vaynerchuk, who is, many consider him to be like the top social media guy. And one of his biggest, highest engaging platforms is YouTube. Nonetheless, he gets maybe 30,000, 20,000 views per video. And I think one of the big reasons is because the titles and the thumbnails and the long form content, it's not exceptionally conducive to how YouTube's culture goes. You want a more short form, 5 to 10 minute video. You want it to be highly edited, highly engaging, highly thought provoking, and a ton of like cut scenes and frame drops and just jump cuts everywhere, just tons of stuff, plus incredibly thought-provoking clickbaity title, plus incredible thumbnail. Without those things, with his sort of long form 30-minute videos, it's not completely ideal and suited to a YouTube audience. So there's always stuff that you can improve on, and I think the people who get ahead will execute on these things. And just from personal experience, it's very difficult to do it, even though it's so simple in theory. And I think one of the reasons why is because partially you prefer certain way of doing things. You like long form content, and it's very hard to let go of that, even if you really like it, because you like doing it, or it's easier for you to do, and you don't want to shorten it into like a 5-minute video, or do it in a different type of editing style because it's too much work. Hope you like this video. Of course, if you're new to this channel is all about self-development and success. You can hit the subscribe button below for free updates every Thursday. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video.